A Kenyan-born nurse based in the U.S. has pleaded guilty in connection with the 12 billion shillings home healthcare fraud scheme. Winnie Waruru was charged alongside her co-accused Faith Newton of swindling Massachusetts state of $100 million through making false claims and billings to a program that provides health coverage for low-income earners. According to details of the case, the two allegedly billed MassHealth and Medicare for fraudulent home health services and paid kickbacks to induce patient referrals, some of which were unnecessary. And as Serfine Achieng reports, the U.S. government has also filed a civil action seeking forfeiture of 5 properties and 40 financial accounts and investments funded by proceeds of the multi-billion shillings fraud scheme.
Before the long arm of the law caught up with them, 41-year-old Winnie Waruru and 52-year-old Faith Newton were living large in Massachusetts, USA. Newton is said to be driving a Maserati, a luxurious brand car, and owns 5 mansions worth millions of US dollars in different parts of Massachusetts. One along 2 Woolsack Drive in Westford, another at 440 Great Pond Road in North Andover, 2 apartments in Dracut, one located along 12 Mountain View Drive, another along 1820 Middle Street. She has another property in Chelmsford at 3 Courthouse Lane, a lifestyle that U.S. detectives now say that is allegedly funded by proceeds of the multi-billion shillings healthcare fraud scheme that saw MassHealth and Medicare, a program meant to provide healthcare insurance cover for low-income earners, lose $100 million, an equivalent of 12 billion Kenyan shillings. According to a statement by the U.S. Attorney's Office for the District of Massachusetts, between January 2013 and January 2017, Newton was part owner and operator of Abor Home Care Services, where Waruru was a licensed practical nurse employed as home health nurse. The 2 women allegedly conspired to use Abor to defraud MassHealth and Medicare. Further details of the case demonstrate how the medical facility, through Newton and others, including Waruru, orchestrated the fraud through billing for home health services that were either never provided, not medically necessary, or were not authorized by a physician, and also payment of kickbacks to induce patient referrals, some of which were unnecessary. It is alleged that in order to siphon more money, the defendants in some instances entered sham employment relationships with patients' family members to provide home health aid services that were not medically necessary and routinely billed for fictitious visits that did not occur. Waruru was arrested and charged along with co-defendant Newton in February 2021, each indicted on 1 count of conspiracy to commit healthcare fraud, 1 count of aiding and abetting healthcare fraud, and 1 count of conspiracy to pay and receive kickbacks. Winnie Waruru was also indicted on 2 counts of making false statements and 1 count of making a false statement in a healthcare matter, while Faith Newton was further indicted on 1 count of money laundering conspiracy and 7 counts of money laundering. Waruru has pleaded guilty on all counts and will be sentenced on the 12th of January 2023. She is facing a sentence of up to 15 years if found guilty of the charges brought against her. Meanwhile, Newton has pleaded not guilty and is pending trial. Newton is said to be the wife of Francis Ndiritu Kimaru, a Kenyan man who was arrested in 2016 after investigators established that his company, Compassionate Home Care, had been filing fake claims under the U.S. Medicaid program, which saw the U.S. government lose $43 million. Serfine Achieng, Citizen TV.